What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. This is going to be just a quick deck profile and kind of talking about this deck that's coming up at the Latin America International Championships that are happening right now. During day one, it is Naglord Mismagius, the new Naganadel Guzzlord tag team. It's been featured round 1 and round 2 during day 1 of LAIC. Danny Altavia and both Danny Altavia and Grant Manley from Team DDG have been streamed playing the Naganadel Guzzlord tag team deck, and it's a very different deck. So I figured people might want to see, you know, how the deck works, maybe what I think the list might look like, and also how it's doing at LAIC currently and how I think it's going to do. How the meta might look for it. So I do want to say Trainer Chip on YouTube, his YouTube is Trainer Chip. He shared a similar list to what they're playing over at LAIC. And like I said, so far streamed matches round 1 and round 2 have featured one of these decks from Team DDG members. So the strategy of the deck is you have these big beefy tag teams that are hard to knock out, and they also have a healing ability on them. You use your Mismagius, the Mysterious Message. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. If you draw any cards in this way, this Pokemon is knocked out. So you pop a couple Mismagius, making your opponent take prize cards for them being knocked out, which allows you to play Beast Rings to accelerate energy to your Naganadel Guzzlord, and then reset stamp your opponent down to a smaller hand to disrupt them. And then your game plan to win from there is to take 4 prizes, knocking out a tag team with Beast Bringer attached to your Naganadel Guzzlord tag team. And then you take 2 prizes with Naganadel Guzzlord's GX attack. So here I'll just talk to you about Naganadel Guzzlord a bit. Its Jet Pierce does 180, and then Beast Bringer is a tool card when attached to an Ultra Beast. If you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining and you knock out a GX or EX with damage from an attack of your Ultra Beast, you take 1 extra prize card for it. And then Chaotic Order, if you have 1 extra Psychic and 1 extra Dark Energy, you take 2 prize cards. So at that point, you've taken 4 with your Beast Bringer buffed Jet Pierce, and then you take 2 with Chaotic Order GX. And the only Pokemon in the deck are the 4/4 Mismagius line and the 4 Naganadel Guzzlord. Over on Trainer Chip's deck profile for this deck that he put up a few days ago, he did include a Marshadow Reset Hole. I do not believe the players at LAIC are using that. Like I said, I don't believe they're using it. I'm not sure I see a particular use for it. I think you're fine with just running the 4/4 Mismagius and the 3 or 4 Naganadel Guzzlord. Probably 4 Naganadel Guzzlord, since you do want to use the Violent Appetite every now and then. Once during your turn, you may discard a Pokemon from your hand. If you do, heal 60 damage from this Pokemon. So yeah, there's only 8 Pokemon in the deck. And then a whole ton of trainers. So Beast Bringer, like I said, is a very important tool for the deck if you have exactly 6 prizes. And if your opponent's active Pokemon GX is knocked out by damage from an attack of the Ultra Beast this card is attached to, take 1 more prize card. And then decks like this in the past, the Mismagius and then X tag team, they've been using Green's Exploration to kind of, that's your engine for the deck. But this deck is using a Tag Call engine, grabbing Cynthia and Caitlin to draw some cards. And then it also has the Mallow Lana tag team supporter, which heals your Pokemon by 120. But your draw engine is really the Dusk Stone accelerating out of Mismagius and then knocking itself out to draw up to 7, and then playing down more cards and knocking out another Mismagius to draw up to 7. The Reset Stamp is also very important because it disrupts your opponent. And then I do want to highlight the Ultra Forest Kartenvoy. During this turn, damage from your Ultra Beast's attacks isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so this allows Ultra Forest Kartenvoy to go through Keldeo GX's Pure Heart ability, which is very, very important since ADP Keldeo was super hyped for this event. And then right here, I just have my theorized deck list on what it looks like they're playing over in LAIC. I might be a couple cards off here, but I think this is really close. I know some specifics, like they are running an Energy Recycler. I do believe I saw an Ultra Forest Kartenvoy prized and then another in their deck at the same time. I know they're playing the order pads and stuff, and like I said, it looks very similar to Trainer Chip's video that he posted a few days ago, so maybe go check that out if you wanted to see kind of where the deck might have come up. Maybe that was the start of this deck. I personally do not like the deck very much. I've played against and a bit with decks like it in the past, like the Buzzwole Pheromosa and Mismagius, which was the same shell. The Tina Chomp Mismagius, which was a similar shell. Of course, those were playing greens, and they do seem very fragile. And like we saw in Danny Altavia's streamed round 1 in game 3, he just opened up Misdreavus draw pass and lost because of that. Of course, that could happen to any deck. But I'm not sure that I think this deck is strong enough to carry through in IC in an undefined meta, especially. So I will have this deck list in the description below if you wanted to export it and import it to your PTCGO. That's all I have for you on this deck for now. I should be trying to get out some more deck coverage as I see unique things happening over in LAIC. But I imagine LAIC is going to produce a lot of content for me to make for days and probably the next week or so to come. So don't expect it all at once, but I'll be trying to cover anything special I see happening over there at LAIC. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.